Brightest blessings, everyone. Psychic medium Elizabeth Grove, the Paranormal Priestess. Welcome to the Paranormal Priestess YouTube channel, and thank you so much for being here. If you are new to the channel, welcome. My name is Elizabeth. I am a medium, divine channeler, remote spirit extractor, white witch, and divine alchemist, and I also happen to be a divine twin flame on the path to reunion. I really appreciate everyone who has subscribed to the channel. I love you guys. Thank you so much for supporting the work that I do, for leaving your comments, for sharing things that have been going on with your own journey. And many of you have become clients, and I have been just so blessed to be able to do channel readings, mediumship readings for you in order to uncover details such as your twin flame journey, your life purpose, the blocks that are coming up for healing, everything that would help you to have the confirmation, or I would say reconfirmation, that you need to understand what's coming up to work on for your own healing so you can move forward, so you can transform and move forward. And I am just filled with so much gratitude for everyone that I have been helping. For those of you who have had clearings with me, Spirit Extraction Services, I'm so glad that things are going so much better. They're going in the right direction. And I really, love the work that I do. It's not always easy, but it is my mission. It is my passion to do it, and I thank you guys for entrusting me with it. And for those of you who have recently wrote me these beautiful testimonials, I am so thankful for them. I might be sharing a few of them on the channel eventually, but just to give a huge thank you to those of you who have taken the time out to really express yourselves in these testimonials. That means so much, and they also help other people when they're trying to decide whether or not they would like a reading or a service. If you are interested in a service, if you are new, if you are someone who is struggling on your journey, whether you're a light worker or a twin flame, if you're someone that just wants to be able to hear from your team and you're having trouble trusting that yourself, I am here. The paranormalpriestess.com is the website. You can go to the description below, and my contact information is there. You can go to my services page, and everything is laid out. All the description is laid out there, and the prices. And you can contact me through my contact page. And from there, I just need to check if we are a vibrational match, and if we are, I will let you know through email, and we'll be able to move forward from there to get you guys purchased and scheduled. So the paranormalpriestess.com. So it's interesting, today's video falls on October 11th, and this was actually a special day for me. Back in 2012, this was when I first started having these really intense dreams about my divine masculine, and then received the confirmation about what this was. This was a soul connection the very next night. But it's just wow, how time flies. It's really amazing. For those of you who are struggling with your twin flame journey, this is a twin flame specific video. And I know that there's been a lot of intense energies right now. We are going to be having a lot of intensity from now all the way to the end of the year. And I have to be honest with you with that. We are now in this retrograde energy. And the retrograde energy is all about going backwards to move forwards. What have we left back there that we have not been able to understand, perceive? What do we still need to get through? What layers are left? All of that sort of thing. And this particular retrograde starts October 13th. It ends on November 3rd, but we're already in its energy, of course. And of course, we have the shadow periods that last, I believe, a couple of weeks before and after. But with the Scorpio energy, we're talking about some really intense emotional energy. It's a water sign, but Scorpio is also ruled by Mars. So yeah, and when you think of Mars, we think of that fiery, destructive, massive type of energy there. And I'm not someone who knows a great deal about astrology. I'm still learning. But these are messages that I'm sharing with the Twin Flame Collective just to have you guys understand that you are heard, and what you're going through right now is so very crucial. And this is for both sides. So whether you're a divine feminine or a divine masculine, it doesn't matter. It's an intense either way. So what's coming up here? Well, I have to be honest with you. The first thing that I have been receiving about the energies right now is really getting caught up in what's true and what's illusion. What is really true? Is it still true? Maybe it wasn't true. Let me know if this sounds familiar to you, especially if you're a twin flame. And what do I do to move forward? How is my life going to be? What if it doesn't work out? What if this is not what I thought it was? What if I'm not good enough? I'm not capable enough? These things have been coming up as I have been speaking about. But we have a lot of the fears and the doubts coming up again for twin flames. It's truly a time of, especially that it's in the northern hemisphere, is the Halloween time, the Samhain time, as I did a video on last week. It's transformation time. It truly is. It's that time where we are going through some very huge endings. So remember this: if there are things that are not serving you, if there are perceptions, if there are beliefs, if there are stories, if there have been behavioral patterns, all types of relationship patterns that have not been serving, and they have been keeping you in this loop of experiencing the same types of toxic relationships and toxic codependency and feeling limited in your life, being in your own way, basically. If you have been holding on to a marriage that has been toxic and it's been imbalanced with control, perhaps there's someone controlling you, or you're giving your power away, or maybe you have been more of the controlling force and someone else has been giving their power away to you. Where those imbalances lie with that control and power, it's going to be strongly brought up when we're dealing with the retrograde in Scorpio, with the emotions connected with water and with Mars. It really is. So when we're thinking of Scorpio, it's a very intense sign, a lot of times of leader energy, it's sexual energy. Scorpios like to know what's going to happen. How do I get there? What do I need to do? I need to plan this out, And a lot of the struggle with the twin flames right now, how I'm receiving it, is trying to figure out what it's going to take, how this is going to work, how we're going to come together, how do I put my kids together with their kids, how am I going to get through the divorce, how do I approach a divorce, how do I deal with all these things. I need to know how this is going to work out, because I'm fearful of perhaps maybe it won't. And we have those doubts coming up time and time again. So that's why there's just so much of stepping forward on the twin flame journey only to pull back, right? The push and pull that's always so normal within this type of connection, because we always have to go back so that we can look at what patterns, beliefs, stories, all these different things, our blocks, basically our shadow aspects. It's so much shadow work. And so when you think about the shadows and the Halloween time, the Samhain time, the winter time, all of that, fall, winter, when you think about the shadow time, it's it's truly a time where we can tap into those shadows more. We're getting more insight. So the veils are thin, whether you live in the northern hemisphere or the southern, because we have in the northern hemisphere, we have the Samhain time, that's the Celtic Halloween time, autumn. We have in the southern hemisphere, we have Beltane, so that's like basically the beginning of summer, Celtic calendar. So coming to life and all those things. But with both of those, it's about the veils being at its thinnest. It's about having the other worlds so much closer. So we have the longest night of the year, then we have the longest day. You know, we have the dark and the light. We have those poles. But we are now receiving so much more in terms of signs and symbols and guidance, even from loved ones in spirit, and really psychic dreams. And that's also related to Scorpio, which is a very intuitive sign, right? We're in Scorpio, and Scorpio is in October, November, you know, that. So the Scorpio really helps us to tap in even more to our senses. There really is going to be some harsh truths for some people, to get them to really understand what is true in their lives and what is false. For those twin flames who have been in manipulative situations, those who have been holding on to their image, their egos, those sort of things, holding on to superficial relationship patterns, superficial ways in which they present themselves, all of these things. There's going to be quite a lot of aha moments, a lot of opportunities that Mercury retrograde will give. And those are always pretty mind-blowing, and they're not easy. That, you know, when the universe and the planets, you know, they set up these situations for us where we are having the truth just put in our face, but it's usually a very uncomfortable situation. It's always a very uncomfortable situation that gets us to understand the truth. Now, if, depending on which end you're on as far as the twin flame journey, if you're the more awakened twin, you may take that as, okay, this person is just never going to get their stuff together, and they're screwing up again, or they're going back into their patterns again, and it looks like things aren't working out. It's probably not going to work out. Maybe I just need to understand that this is not what I thought it was, and it's not true. Those types of thoughts will very well come up to test you. Okay, and I want to make that clear that I can't even tell you how many twin flames I get in readings where the first thing out of the box, they don't have to say a word. Nobody has to say a word to me in readings, you know. I mean, hopefully you do, but you know, you could literally just sit there and your angels and guides will lay it out, and they'll say, you know, there is this very intense connection here. It is a twin flame connection from how I'm receiving it, but it's still true. It has always been true. How did you lose the truth? It's time to embrace that and know that this is what you thought it was. I can't even tell you how many times I've had readings start out that way, not knowing anybody, not even knowing if they were a twin flame or not, because I read for everyone. I don't read just for twin flames. I'm a twin flame myself. I do put a lot of twin flame information out there. You know, I am a guide as well as being a medium and a channeler for twin flames. But I'm for everyone, anyone that wants to really be able to connect with their team. But for twin flames, it's always about, I thought this was true and maybe it's not anymore because of a certain scenario, certain experience that went down with their twin, a certain rejection that happened. Things like betrayal, things like rejection, things like, you know, if your twin flame has really kind of done you wrong and betrayed you or whatever it is, you know, there's going to be information for them coming up with this retro period as to the pattern that that's connected to. Why did that betrayal happen? Why were there lies told? Why would a beloved want an open relationship and feel like they need that? Why would a beloved go from man to man or a woman to woman? That's been their pattern. What are they afraid of? But most importantly, why are they afraid of it? Where does it come from? Where are the root causes with their family, how they grew up, and quite possibly karmic situations from the past? We take a lot of things with us as well. But I have to say, with the readings that I do, I get so much of it has to do with the psychology from our upbringing and the things that were conditioned about to us, things that were projected upon us. And so it becomes ancestral healing, as I've talked about. But this is going to be an intense time to get a lot of insight about these particular patterns. And you may find that you go back into your worry, or you go back into that old doubt again, and some of your power that you've worked hard and healed through, you may say to yourself, wow, I worked so hard, why am I going back into the doubt? Why am I going back into that mess again in my head? And it's not that there's anything wrong, and I want Twin Flames to understand this. It's because there's a little bit left there for you to take a look at. There's a little bit more left for you to say, okay, I guess I do have a little bit of doubt there. I guess I do have some fears. Why is that? What is it connected to? What shadow aspects of myself is that connected to? So that way we can actually see it and work through it and release ourselves from it. Okay, so try your best, especially Divine Feminines, to embrace the truth. Keep aligning yourself with truth. If you're finding that you are slipping off into the doubts, into the fears, it's that both yourself and your Divine Masculine are being addressed with that. So you've both maybe have had a situation where, like I said, there could have been betrayal there, karmic partnerships in there, distrust. They might have come from a place of addiction, drug addiction, alcoholism, narcissism, all of these things. Perhaps they slide back a little bit so that way they can see the pattern more fully, and you may perceive that as, okay, this is never working out, and I can't see it. My mind can't see it working out because they're trying to put those pieces together and figure it out. But you have to be able to, you have to be able to allow the journey, and know that all those pieces are going to fall into place in the timing that it needs to. But it's so much about the mirror. It's so much about paying attention to the mirror as to what's coming up, if they're falling back into some of those patterns again. And it's at a different level, of course. What is it bringing up for you on your end? Is it triggering your fear? Is it triggering the distrust? Are you still holding on to distrust with your partner? Are you still holding on to abandonment issues? You're afraid your twin is going to abandon you because perhaps your father has abandoned you or your mother has neglected you. Is it triggering that? Are you codependent? Have you always been codependent in relationships? And so if your twin is pulling away, or rejecting, or still going through some of their patterns, do you see the journey as over? Do you see the journey as perhaps maybe not true or never was? It's these types of mindsets that I want Twin Flames to know. It's so crucial to not get caught up in the BS. Don't get caught up in the BS. Look at the BS truthfully as for what it is. for what it is, and don't allow the BS to become your truth. I can't say it, that so much clearer. I mean, I'll say it again. Don't allow the BS to become your truth. That's going to be the challenge here with this retrograde. And this is for the divine masculine also. Don't allow the BS to become your truth. If you are looking at yourself and you're looking at the pattern and you look at all the toxic relationships you've been in, if you have been in relationships for superficial reasons or just for security, or just, just to show the outside world that you have something that's stable, but it's really not good, and you guys are really not connecting, and you're only staying for certain reasons, maybe for the kids or whatever it is. It's for you to now not turn a blind eye to those things anymore, because they're not feeling good, and they're really not going to continue to feel good from going through this retrograde period. We know the full moon on October 31st, right? And we have these are huge energetic shifting times leading all the way to the end of the year. So whatever is truthfully not working out and not feeling right, it's to embrace the truth in it and to not get caught up in the BS and the illusions any longer. Okay, so it's a lot of the recognition and rising above that and working with it. So we have a lot of the endings, the transformations. I'm also getting it's a creative time coming up as well. So for twin flames who have had talents that they put down in the past, drawing, singing, musical ability, writing, it could be anything, whatever it is that's creative for you, it's now time to embrace that, to really step into that and step into who you are with all these amazing aspects. So yes, we have our shadow aspects, right? It's not to curse the shadows, it's for us to face them and acknowledge them and see what's there to integrate, see what's there to release, and go ahead and take the steps to do that. Then we have our wonderful aspects, our positive aspects. And some of us lose sight of those too. Right? It's kind of like ghosts of the past, right? Like, oh, I don't do that anymore. Oh, I put that down for a while. But it's what was a part of your soul's expression. And expression is a really big one now as well. Creativity, creative expression, expressing who you are. That is alignment, guys. That is stepping into your alignment when you're expressing who you are fearlessly. Now that's the trick there, fearlessly. So if there are fears surrounding coming out and expressing the truth of who you are, those are the fears that Mercury retrograde in Scorpio, those are the emotions that will come up. These are the intuitive insights and things that will come up, the aha moments that will come up for you to look at and say, okay, what's truth versus illusion here for me? Right? Who am I really versus who I thought I was or who everyone wanted me to be? These types of things. Okay? If you are a twin flame and you're still having a hard time with staying codependent on a karmic relationship or some sort of karmic situation, even if it's not a relationship, if it's still this sort of weird connective thing, maybe there's, sex involved, maybe there, whatever, it could be that, but if there's still not a definitive ending or a door tightly shut, and that's still a lingering thing, then there are lingering patterns there. There are fears there. There are still fears. If there's codependency there, if they're still allowing a toxic situation to continue, Maybe because of fears of that you don't know how it's going to work out with your twin and you're trying to figure out and you can't, and you deem it impossible for whatever reason, or that you're not good enough, or that you just can't speak out to them the truth. You just don't have it in you. You don't feel that you're confident or don't have the courage to do it. Whatever those things are, those are the things. Those are the things. Those are the things to know. Those are the things to look at. We are ending these patterns, guys. We're ending them big time. For those of you who are feeling, just want to say this last thing, for feeling really left out of life. I know certainly, what's going on in the world. It makes it really difficult to be able to sometimes have that type of social life, Also, too, going through the spiritual transformations makes it really difficult to relate to people, because it's sometimes hard to find people that are on the same wavelength as you, that you resonate with. That loneliness may be kicking in for you. You may start feeling sorry for yourself. You may start feeling like, oh, maybe I'm always meant to be alone. You may be really down. You may be really getting down. I have to say, I'm really getting very, very strongly that don't get upset about what's taken out of your life or what you don't have right now. And what I do recommend is to put your intentions out there to God, Goddess, Universe, Jesus, Source, however you describe a higher power to you. Keep putting them out there. Keep giving thanks and gratitude for everything that you do have in your life that a lot of people don't have, and there's destruction everywhere on this planet right now. And also to give thanks for the things that you don't have yet, considering them done. Considering them done. That way you are leaving yourself way open for miracles to happen. Because if you're closing the door on it and always focusing on what you don't have, or complaining 24/7 about what's going wrong, questioning things over and over and over again with doubt, you are closing yourself off from Source. You're separating yourself, right? And everything is about unity. You want to unify with Source. You want to unify with that unlimited energy and your unlimited potential. So give thanks for the things that you truly want to see physically and experience physically in your life, considering that they're energetically done in the now. And this will help. Have patience. Have patience, because everything is coming together, but we have to get through these very deep transformations and these very solid closures in order for that open road to happen. Okay? So I hope this was really helpful. I hope that it helped validate some things for you guys. If you're looking for a really personal reading with personal details only for you and your situation and your dynamic, again, it's really beneficial to go to the paranormalpriestess.com. I do recommend I have an hour, 30 minutes, but I have to be honest, the 30 minutes goes really, really fast. I do recommend, especially if you're, first time client, that you go with an hour, and we will get into everything for you. Find out everything, and if there's anything you need, anything I could support you with, I will be there with that. Okay? All right. Thank you so much for listening. Remember, from the heart of the darkness is born the light. Brightest blessings to all of you, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.